今日はいつもと違う学校の外からお届けしています。これは私がクイス8で大好きなアイスココアです。なんで私は学校で今撮影してるかっていうと、本日の動画はですね、TOEIC のスコアを元に今後どのパートに焦点を絞るべきなのかとか、どういう対策をしていくべきなのか、どういう練習問題を解いていくべきなのかとか、そういう諸々の今後の TOEIC 学習プランについてラーニングアドバイザーのエラとお話ししてきた様子を皆さんにお届けしたいと思って、こういう風に動画撮ってます。あとは実際に私がちょっと英語を話している様子も載せているので、そちらもチェックしていただけたらなと思います。それではやっていきましょう。レッツゴー。はしもんゲットだぜ。Ella. Hi. First of all, my highest TOEIC score was 860. This time, 805.
Okay. Where
Then
did 55 go?
I just focus on practicing reading.
So you
That's why I just ignore about my listening. Before taking that TOEIC test, I never listened to any English questions about TOEIC.
So you didn't. You really did zero,
Yes.
like listening practice.
Then reading was actually improved.
Okay, great.
Just 5 score, but improved.
お次は何話す？
When I take part 5, I think I always spend too much time
On there.
in this part because I hate grammar. I think, of course, the practicing part 7, like reading a lot of passage, is really important for me. But because of spending too much time in part 5, that's why like I always don't have enough time to read all passage, especially last 10 questions.
So you mean like not just like practicing like the weakest part, but also practicing the part 5, especially with focusing on like time consuming.
Yes.
And whether like like the decision skills, including those things you think you need to practice. Alright.
大変すぎて死ぬ。
So when you see these kind of questions, what do you do first? Do you read the questions first and then start reading the passages, or do you start checking, like skimming three passages?
My strategy so far is like there are 3 passages, right? So first, like reading the passage 1, like whole things. Then like move to question 1. Most of the time, like question 1 is lead to passage 1. Then 2 is passage 2. Like something like that. That's why like I just read passage 1, the questions 1, and read passage 2 and questions 2 or something like that. Or I sometimes change, like I just read the whole passage because I'm kind of like wanted to get information at first, then like think about some important part, then based on that, then read the questions, then I remember some important part, right? So, I think this question is for this part, then like back to the passage. At first, like when I have enough time to read passage, I think that strategy is really suitable for me. Then maybe I can choose the correct answers. But if I don't have enough time to read whole part, maybe that strategy is not so good.
Nope.
Because I spend too much time to reading whole things. So I always think like maybe skimming or scanning is really necessary, is right? But I used to do like reading whole part, then move to reading questions, right? So I think like that strategy is really like comfortable for me. That's why I want to make more time.
You want to save some time
Yeah,
from part 5.
That's why I
so
just
that you can
practice
still
part
do that.
5 at first.
Okay.
Then like give more time, like future me.
Okay.
Still, I also want to just practice scanning or something. in emergency case.
なるほどね。
Yeah, now I understand. Like you want to save as much as time
Yes.
possible from part 5 or 6, so that at the end you can have enough time to actually do your readings as usual. That
Yes.
reading all passages and have some time that you can connect all three. And when you see the reading questions, you can go back where the information was, right? At the same time, you know that because it's a test, you may not have enough time at the end, and you also want to practice.
Yes.
Okay. I tried once, like a couple of times, like long time ago. I kind of had a habit, like reading the part 5 to 6 and 7.
Yeah.
It was hard for me to flip it because like part 5 or so kind of gave me a little warm-up exercise.
Right.
Like my brain from the listening part to reading part, doing part 5 was a bit like warming up, and then but then I could actually switch part 7 and 6. So I did part 5 just as usual, but then I did part 7 first and go back to the part 6. Finally found out maybe this one was better for me. So I did that one. So your case, I don't know which one will work, but you can try out and see which one is better. Yes. I can try it and come back. Let's talk about it.
Thank you. はい、こんな感じで私はいつもエラと一緒に英語学習に関することをお話ししています。お話しした後に時間があったらエラとお話ししたことをこうやってノートにまとめることもあります。これをすることで頭が整理されるのでおすすめです。それではこのメモをベースにもっと頑張っていきます。バイバイ。